Aquarius, hey, thanks for dropping in with me. I'm here to do a little quest read for you where we are diving into the energies in play this lunar cycle that will be culminating with that third initiatory gateway that comes in with the Pisces full moon, partial lunar eclipse in the north node of Aries that will be going down on the 17th of September. And I'm here to get you prepared. Just like Capricorn, the night before, I got a major download for you. I have a lot of channeled messages that I need to bring in to open this up for you. There are some threads here and there that have a little bit of a similarity to Capricorn, and I believe that's because on the 1st of September, we do have Pluto going into Capricorn. And you've been hosting Pluto. It's been retrograde in your sign. It will return mid-November back to your sign where it will stay for a really long stint. But you are going to get a little bit of a break from that. I do feel, though, that there is something coming in here to sort of pop that off as a culmination point. Oh, my goodness. I got a lot of sentience, okay? Before there's the changing of the guards. This is for any significant placement in Aquarius. Also, if you have a prominent placement in the 11th house, or if you are a Leo rising, that makes you an Aquarius descendant, and you may find resonance with what comes in here. Do take in the messages that speak to you, toss aside the rest, tune in, flip-flop roles as you need to. You'll know how to assign placements as far as the characters that get brought in to your read. All right, so let's just kick this off. I feel that at the 11th hour, a tower is coming. Yes, there's another one. It's not done yet. There is some false status quo kind of situation that does need to come undone before there can be moving forward into the light building cycle in your life. I do have that it's coming in the 11th hour. In other words, just in the nick of time. You actually need this tower in order to be catapulted forward. It also could come at the 11th hour. It could come at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. You may get some kind of news that comes through. I feel like whatever this is, this tower makes everything become very still and quiet afterwards. And then you will head through a period of darkness or the unknown where you kind of have to find your way through. And it's coming through as your road opening, but almost like you're going down a dark alley, okay? You're going down a dark alley, and I think of dark alleys, and I think there can be like seedy characters. There can be unexpected dangers when you're going through a dark alley, especially if you're in an area of town that you're not familiar with. And with that, a bird just flew from the west to the east. So there's some message coming in here. It's of an emotional nature. It makes everything go real quiet, okay? It has that effect. Real quiet, real still. I think that's how it impacts you when this comes in. But this is what's needed because it's only in this period of darkness, and it's temporary. Please remember this when this hits. It's only in this period of darkness that your North Star, that guiding light, will be illuminated for you. There's also something here about when this goes down, about you needing to engage in somewhat of a sympathy strike, okay? So this means that you may have to align in solidarity with another or others who are trying to overthrow a very greedy and devouring influence, okay? This may be difficult for you to do for one reason or another. It may require you to cross a certain line. You may feel that in order to be loyal to this and to do the right thing, that it requires you to be disloyal to another, that up to this point, you've been on their side, okay? But you must do this in order to set the example. It's sort of a challenge of your South Node. It's the only way you're going to be able to free yourself up and move on up. There's certain things that have been turned a blind eye to for too long and can no longer be tolerated, because to tolerate them is to be complicit. And to be complicit is to be an active participant in what is corrupt, okay? That's how it's coming through. For some of you, this could even be a strike in relation to some kind of business where there's some inequities, where people are really being treated unfairly by the higher ups. It could be taking back power from a corporate structure. It doesn't have to be, but in one way or another, there's a challenge to loyalty here. And it's about you really recognizing, what are you going to be loyal to? Are you going to be loyal to history? Or are you going to be loyal to the truth and what you know intrinsically within yourself is the right thing to do? I have every faith in you that you'll pass this challenge, okay? So as this comes in, it's very interesting because we think of the light illuminated in the dark. It calls to mind the stars. So I feel like astrology, astronomy is very significant for you at this time. And with this came in a couple magical implements that are being highlighted for you that give certain clues about the navigation and the way ahead. You may be studying astrology. You may be even learning how to draw up charts the old school way. I'm not talking about entering information into a computer, but really going in depth and studying astrology, mapping it out with pen and paper, really learning the old school study of astrology and all the mythos associated with that. I also feel that there's certain star energies that you're meant to connect with as well, and we'll go into that. So the first magical implement, you could say, that came through for you is the Arabic astrolabe. And back in the day, way back in archaic times, the astrolabe was used to find the direction of Mecca or the promised land. So I feel like as you study astrology, as you get to know more about the constellations, as you also look for these constellations in the night sky, and you understand your inner cosmology, there's something there that helps you really set the compass rose of your heart that gives you your navigational coordinates. Suddenly you have a sense of knowing your place in the world, where you belong, where you should go. There's something that's brought into its proper perspective, and I do feel it aligns you with some kind of promised land. And sometimes when we come to that place where we really belong to ourselves because we understand ourselves on a very deep intrinsic level, it also has this catalytic effect that it mirrors that in our outer reality. All of a sudden we start aligning with others who also fit into that energy, that fit into that place, that promised land. Those we're meant to share that with, those we're meant to build this with. And of course, for you, this goes on such another level here because we got the dawning of the age of Aquarius coming in. So you really are holding a great responsibility at this time. You are holding a collective energy. And in fact, that sympathy strike could even be on that level, like looking at that through the lens of more of a collective mindset and needing to bring about an equity of balance in power, you know, taking away power from certain corrupt, greedy structures that have kept others under their foot. And there's something here about you really leading that charge. But astronomy, astrology is playing a key role. You might even want to invest in some kind of telescope or maybe night binoculars. You may find a lot of peace, especially after you go through this final tower and the dust is sort of settling and you're in that place of stillness and integration. I do feel like you're going to pull your energy back. You're going to want some time to yourself to just get real still and quiet within yourself to sort of silence out all of the outside opinions and all the It's coming through as just sort of like white noise, just sort of like humming in the background that is really distracting you from your own core essence and what wants to come through for you at this time. Whatever is aligned here for you, this promised land, this Mecca, it's something you prayed for. It's like you've been praying to know the way home. You've been praying to know, how do I get to the place where I really feel like I belong, that place that I'm at home, not only within myself, but within my community, within my surroundings, in every aspect of my life, maybe even spiritually. I do feel like you're coming into alignment with that. I also got Urania's Mirror came in. Urania's Mirror is a collection of cards, and the cards are different constellations, and they have little holes in the cards that basically highlight the brightest stars within those constellations. And if you hold the cards up to a light source, you can get a realistic image of what you should be looking for in the night sky. Okay, so again, there's this piece about looking within to understand how to navigate, how to find something without. And with that, I got that Rumi quote that came through about the wound is how the light gets in. Okay, so there's something that you're going in through that darkness deep into the subconscious to retrieve the keys that give you the light to find your way through. Okay, that will illuminate that dark alley you're traveling through. Certain constellations came through for you. Okay, so Sagittarius came through. So you may be dealing with a Sagittarius. I also feel like with the Sagittarius energy, it's speaking of master of the hunt. It makes me think of the hunter's moon that's coming in on the 17th that mirrors this Pisces partial lunar eclipse coming up on the 17th of September. Hunter's moon comes in on the 17th of October. Now, by that time, all the lights are on in the room, okay? You're no longer in this place of darkness. You know exactly where you're going. I do feel like this will put you in the position of no longer feeling like you're the hunted, like you're being dogged down by fate, but instead you're the master of your destiny. And there's some important objective. There's some target you're shooting toward at that time that does align you with your North Node. There's something very significant that is transformed at that point, and it may have something to do with the Sagittarius, with that Hunter's moon in Libra in October on the 17th. It does wrap up the eclipse cycle as far as the North Node and South nodes are concerned. Okay, so anything that it was confusing about what needed to be transformed or where you should be going will no longer be muddled in confusion or directional reroutes on that time. At that time, your coordinates will definitely be on lock. I also got the constellation of Monoceros, which is the unicorn. So I feel like there's a certain divine truth that you have access to through studying mythos, through studying your fantasies. There's something to unlock there, those places within you that you like to dream, you like to imagine what could be possible, and maybe it seems fantastical or completely out of grasp, but there's a seed of divine truth there that does want to be planted by you. And as I'm bringing these constellations in, I do feel like you are meant to study. You're meant to study and learn how you can navigate them in the night sky. So you might bring in a little modern technology, which is also associated with your 11th house. You may download an app that helps you find these constellations, but there's something about you sitting in darkness and gazing up at that night sky and finding those constellations and actually aligning yourself with their energy that gives you certain keys to unlock the medicine that comes with it, you know? So pay attention also to what kind of mythology you're drawn to. What type of fantasy stories are you drawn to? There's a seed there that has something that relates to a core divine truth for you that is meant to be tapped into at this time. It is a seed for your future. I also got Canis Major Lepus, which is associated with, the big dog, okay? The greater dog, as it's called, who is forever chasing the rabbit, never stops chasing the rabbit. So when I think of rabbit, I think of fertility, okay? So there's something that you do want to see grow in your life. There is some type of gain you want to see occur in your life, and you've sort of been chasing after this, and it's always been out of reach. You feel like you're always chasing it and you never quite get there. But remember, you're going to be master of the hunt by the time you reach that hunter's moon. There is something that comes in at that time with that hunter's moon, right? It's like a speedy winged messenger that comes in. I think of winged messenger. It could be coming in from another air sign. You could be getting some kind of message from a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius like you. This is an answered prayer, right? Canis Major Lepus is also associated in Egyptology with Osiris, and that's where that fertility connection comes in there. You may be somebody who's really drawn to the mythos of ancient Egypt, okay? There's clues there for you. There's something there for you. So tug on those threads. They'll lead you to certain kinds of revelations you couldn't get through looking at things in sort of a mundane sort of way. It's like you're being asked to enter into this experimental mindset where anything's possible. You don't look at things so practically, but really tap into your sort of unconventional energy in regard to this, and see how fantasy can merge quite beautifully with so-called mundane reality. And that's where the magic is to be had. And with that, yes, there is a bird that just flew from the east up to the north, okay? So yes, this is a big area of transformation for you. There's going to be a lot of signs coming in for you. There's going to be a lot of synchronicities coming in for you. There's going to be a lot of messages from spirit that will come in for you, but especially when you are stargazing and aligning with these particular constellations. We also have Canis Minor came in as well, okay? Canis Minor is known as Mara, the hound of Icarus, who drowned in grief over the loss of their master. Okay, so there's something here about that greater dog, lesser dog. It's dog eat dog. You may be coming against another who wants the same thing you do. Only one can claim this, okay? And it's sort of like a dog eat dog world. And I also feel like you're dealing with the themes of that as well. And then inequities of that, like why does somebody always have to be the winner and somebody's the loser? You're wanting to move out of this sort of like competitive mindset. You may have never wanted this competition. Somebody put you in this position, right? There's something there. There's something there too where you've had a lot of enmity toward another that you feel is pitted against you, to try to tap into the compassion, because whatever is motivating this character, a lot of blockage there. Okay, whatever is motivating this character is coming from a deep place of grief. Okay, so this may be one of the characters you find in that dark alley. Ooh, let's turn the lights back on in the room. Interesting, because I did have that light over there set to white and it just turned blue. That makes me think of water sign energy. Okay, you could be dealing in that regard with a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, right? Somebody may be drowning their sorrows. Somebody may be drowning their sorrows with alcohol. Okay, there's something you need to be mindful of here to have a little bit more compassion. Okay, try to understand the position of the other. I also have the constellation Columba Nochi, which represents the dove that Noah used to find dry land. So I do feel like you are searching, you are navigating, maybe you're navigating the waters, okay? You're trying to find that dry land. You're trying to find that promised land. And there may be many who think you're out of your mind, just like they thought Noah was crazy to go off on that trip and set that ark a sail. But there's something here that you know, there's a divine truth that's leading you as you're heading up toward that north node. I think whatever this is, you know that there's a need to find peace, and you have a lot of fear about what needs to be done 21-21 leading to 21-22. But if you face your fear, okay, the only way out is through. You will find your way into the light, and you will find success in reaching your objective, okay? We also got Draco, okay, which is the great tail of the dragon, and that's another constellation, and it's said in Chinese mythos to bring power, wealth, good luck. So I you, fortune favors the brave. You do have this sort of what is with all the blockage coming in around you? There's a lot of blockage coming in around you. 2211 on the clock. There's something fighting alignment. It's really interesting because this energy is coming in greatly for the collective. It's like all of the forces that are trying to hold structures are really fighting the building of this light and this expansive energy. But we see if you rise to the challenge, you will overcome this. You are leading this charge into expansion and the building of the light, I have to say. All right. So you do have the ability to kind of break from the pack, go rogue. I like to say grow rogue. Okay. Okay. So going rogue is the path of growth for you. This is important. And the other final constellation that came in for you is one that you're probably very familiar with and you've spotted many times in the sky, and that's Ursa Minor, also known as the Little Dipper. It's also called Little Bear. Okay, Little Bear makes me think of the direction of west on the medicine wheel. Bear medicine also makes me think of that which we need to protect. Okay, and there's something here that emotionally, like close to your heart, you need to protect. It may even be somebody that you know you need to break from the pack and align with because they need this protection. They need somebody to stand with them. They've been standing alone up to this point. They've been dealing with these unfair, greedy, clingy, controlling, very corrupt energies, okay? And in some way, you were tied in with this, and there's a need to break free if you want to also find your way home. And I feel like maybe at one point you got a little bit divided from your own core truth, but you're finding your way back there. You're getting your coordinates again, okay? And this sets you on the right track. Now, I couldn't help it, but when I had that Ursa Minor come in, it did make me think of Ursula, the sea witch, in The Little Mermaid. You may know somebody named Ursula that's playing a role. I think you're dealing with a sea witch. I think you're dealing with somebody who really churns up the waters, okay? They know how to manipulate in that way. They manipulate with the waters, with the emotions. And just like Ursula, they stole Ariel's voice, okay? Ariel wanted to become human so she could unite in love with Prince Eric. But what we do know about Ursula was she was incredibly corrupt. And this is where it has sort of like some parallels with the Capricorn download. So you might want to check out the Capricorn read. Even if you don't have any Capricorn placements, I think you'll find something there because Squid Totem came in for them. And it really makes me think of that energy of Ursula too. This character, this Ursula character, and gender doesn't matter, okay? It could be a masculine Ursula, all right? They're on the dark triad here. They also have a couple people who are working with them, old Flotsam and Jetsam, and they're leaving a lot of destruction in their wake. I think of eel medicine, and it makes me think of Scorpio medicine and that electric charge of a tower. Okay, so I think a tower is coming with these individuals, but it does require a sympathy strike in order for this to go down. And then it's like, that's when the stillness comes, when the dust settles and everybody sort of like goes, whoa, wait a minute. I was involved in that. I got caught up in that. It's a real sort of like revelatory moment, I have to say. Now, we have to remember, this will help you identify this character. Ursula staged a coup, okay? Ursula also had the end goal of granting Ariel's wish by stealing her voice, okay? So there's somebody here that's wanting to be silenced, wanting to be shut down, okay? There's some message a person has to share here, or some way they're speaking to some truth, and there's others who are trying to quiet that, cut it off, close it down, okay? She claimed she was helping Ariel, you know, so she could align with her love. But we all know that Ursula tried to, you know, get herself into a sham of a marriage with Eric. So, yeah, she was already a bit of a shady character with that. Not only that, but her end goal was to steal the trident and the crown of King Triton. Okay, she wanted to be the one in charge. She wanted the power. And she actually put Triton in the position where he had to sacrifice himself in order to save Ariel, right? We all know how the story goes in the end, right? And I do encourage you to look into that mythos, all right? Especially from the Grimm's fairy tale angle, because you'll get a little bit more of the strong medicine that needs to come through with that. 27:33 on the clock. But there's some building block for the future. And that big old fat mama spider wasn't there before and is there on the scene now. And spiders have 8 legs, just like an octopus, just like a squid. So this is really interesting energy, okay? And there is some web of illusion, web of deceit that's been spun here. There are people caught up in this, and there's one person who is acting in this role of being the greedy destructor who wants to claim all the power for themselves. And you do need to be aware of this, okay? Now, as you enter into this dark alley and you're finding your way and you're coming across these seedy characters, there's certain empowerments that you're meant to recover. So this is a bit of a treasure hunt for you that's coming in here. The first empowerment is a wand. And I feel this is about you reclaiming your fire, owning your fire, and bringing your fire forward, which is big spear of Lu energy. There's some kind of strong action you need to take here. And you do need to be brave, and you do need to illuminate something. And with this, so many sparrows just flew from the west to the east. I mean, a whole big flock of sparrows. Okay. So 29 on the clock, 11 energy. Yes, this is needed for alignment. You also have the cauldron. And to me, this is the cauldron of Dagda. There's something here that you need to illuminate and you need to take action on to purify the cauldron of Dagda, so that it's something that can not just nurture one, but can restore and nourish the many. All right. There's something here that by taking charge in this situation and facing what you fear in order to bring peace, there's so many that's nourished through this, and the sanctity of the cauldron of Dagda is restored. There's a powerful healing that happens here. There's also the empowerment of glass or crystal files. And with this, I got time capsule, okay? Maybe you have a time capsule. Ooh, look at this. It's wanting to darken on this side. What is up? What is going on, man, with your download here? You got a lot of thwarting energy coming your way. You need to be aware of who you're sort of like breaking bread with, who you're rubbing shoulders with. I don't know what's going on here, but you got some oof. Okay, hawk. Hawk just flew from the north to the south. Clear sign. There's something here that's karmic. It's karmic cycle. It's something that needs to be transformed. South is the direction of the trickster, Shanodesi. It's also the direction of transformation. That's that which needs to be cleared away with the power of fire, the transformational power of fire, right? Okay, so maybe you come across a time capsule. You know, sometimes you make those. Sometimes when people get married, they create a time capsule or at a monumental point in their life, or sometimes it's a project you get in school. Maybe you made a time capsule at one point. You may be coming across it. If you did create a time capsule, you might want to open that. There might be certain keys in there that you need to have a look at now that might have a different kind of meaning to you than at the point you put them in there, okay? Whatever these symbols, these trinkets, these mementos were. I also got Jim Croce, Time in a Bottle. There's a real strong message there for you. There's something, someone that if you could save time in a bottle, you'd save every moment with this person or that time in your life, okay? And the final thing you need to claim are the brass scales, right? So this is finding a sense of karmic justice in a situation. This is also reaching the place within yourself where your heart is lighter than a feather. And I think there's something that's been weighing heavily on your heart for a while because you know you should have done this a long time ago, but you've been dragging your feet, I think, out of fear. And this is definitely a balance that needs to be restored. You could be dealing with a Libra in this situation for those scales to come in. It also just speaks very strongly of the Libra South Node. Okay, I know that was a major download. Yeah, look what we got here. Something is terribly out of balance with the two of coins in reverse here, okay? There is some toll that needs to be paid in order to cross a bridge, and it's been left, you know, gathering interest here. So this is a matter that needs to be balanced out. Okay, what is this quest for Aquarius? What is this quest for Aquarius? What is this quest that's coming in for Aquarius? What is this quest that's coming in for Aquarius? I'm using the Tarot of the Divine for you, just like I did for Capricorn. So again, there might be some kind of connection between you and Capricorn here. Four of Swords, all right? We got wolf energy here. So the quest is finding your path ahead. Wolf is the pathfinder. Now, there may have been something that's been tying you up, that's been preventing you from finding that path ahead. And there's something you do need to do, 33 on the clock. There's something you need to do in order to be able to find the way through to free yourself. I feel like you have to face your fear. It's once you face your fear and do what you know needs to be done that you find your way through. Wolf is Pisces in Native American birth totem astrology. You could be dealing with a Pisces. We did have that water energy come in. A Pisces could be Ursula, the sea witch in this situation. Doesn't have to be. This could also be a 12th house matter. So it could be something that's been traveling in a karmic loop. You could also potentially be dealing with a hidden enemy because the 12th house is the house of the hidden enemy. And there is a blind spot you have here that is a tie that binds that you need to cut yourself free from. Once you cut yourself free from this, and once you align yourself with the correct person or people and have a sympathy strike here against whoever this character is, that's when your path starts to come through. And that's when you start to find your way through the wood, okay? Interesting energy, right? And this is King of Wands energy here. So you could be a Leo rising. This could be coming in very strongly for you. There's some kind of rebirth energy that wants to happen here, right? This is very much in alignment with the celestial vermilion bird, which is very much in alignment with like that Phoenix rising kind of energy. Also, in Chinese mythos, the only difference, though, is that it deals with more spiritual matters. So this is a deeply spiritual matter that you're navigating here. Okay, what is the nemesis on Aquarius's path? What is the nemesis? When this fell on the ground, face down, it's your blind spot, something you don't see. Justice, that there's an injustice that's happening here. And this is something that is somewhat concealed from you. And you need to dig deep in order to find the way through with this, okay? So this is something you're not looking at, where it's almost like you've chosen not to look at it. You chose to turn a blind eye to it. There's something you need to cut through here. You need to use that sword, Froggerok, to cut through the veil of illusion to see your way through. Yeah, because there's a particular devil you're dealing with in this situation, and there's a need for transformation, basis of the matter, okay? Devil is Capricorn energy. Snake energy there is also associated with the South. What's needed for transformation? That fire, for you to take that action that you know you need to take, to face your fear, and you'll find the way through the dark wood, okay? It's about shedding the old skins. It's about letting the scales fall from your eyes so you can see things very clearly. You could be dealing with a Scorpio in this matter as well. Scorpio is the snake in Native American birth totem astrology. You additionally could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the snake. Okay, I'm going to bring in all the signs, but you know, you do not. You do not have to be dealing with any of those signs. Please understand that all of us can express these signs at any given time, but it's meant to help you capture an energy. We got Libra energy coming in with justice there. Major Arcana card, it's really speaking strongly of South Node Libra. This is a karmic matter that needs to be dealt with because there's been an injustice here. Something you're choosing not to look at. I think it's uncomfortable to look at, or it gives you fear to think of actually tackling this matter. Okay, what is the spirit ally in your situation? What is the spirit ally in your situation? What is the spirit ally as you move forward on this quest? Who is your spirit ally, or what is your spirit ally as you move forward on this quest? What is your spirit ally as you move forward on this quest? Ooh, you've got quite a few things here. Look at that. You got to use that sword of truth to cut through this knot, this ball of confusion, and get yourself free from the bondage of this web that you've gotten caught up and tied up in. This could have something to do with a Knight of Coins, okay? This is really strong Taurus energy coming in here with that sort of ox energy there. You could be dealing with somebody born in the year of the ox as well. This is something that's really slowed things down as far as what you've been hunting for here. You notice the bow and arrows there, okay? I also see here is the Queen of Cups. Now that looks very Ursula to me, all right? So this could be somebody who has tied up this knot, who has created this confusion, and there's something you need to cut through here in order for justice to be restored in a situation. You could be dealing with a water sign energy in this regard: Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, okay? So this is your ally, okay? There's an ally in taking this bull by the horns, okay? So this could be somebody has a strong water sign placement, Taurus sign placement, all right? You recognizing this and cutting through some kind of illusion that's not of illusion is what actually allows you to free yourself from this holding pattern. Now, I could also see this as with justice, okay, that fell face down, something that's not being seen but was upright. It could be that this character here has been acting as an ally, okay? They could be a shapeshifter energy. We have to remember this character, this Ursula character, did form a coup, okay? So you need to be aware of this. You may have a blind spot here in who you think is really acting in the name of justice and what's right. right? There's something here about needing to free yourself. There's a truth you need to act on here. There's a truth you need to act on here to cut through this ball of confusion and illusion. Yeah, see, look at this, bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. There's something that's been lost here. There's something that's been spilled. There's something that you were supposed to come into alignment with, but there's been interference through some kind of third party involvement here. I feel like your spirit ally is not ignoring the truth, not turning away from it just because it's inconvenient, and instead using the sword of truth to cut through the confusion, to simply do what needs to be done. You have to take this bull by the horns. I think it's uncomfortable for you because you have to lead this charge. You could also be dealing with a Sagittarius that has a strong Taurus placement in their chart as well. That's possible with that sort of hunter energy coming in there. All right. Very interesting. This person's energy may be tied up with this Queen of Cups, this Ursula character. There's something here that's creating disappointment or loss. Loss. I said lost, okay? Maybe something's already been lost, okay? Interesting. Okay. What is the lay of the land in this situation? What is the lay of the land in this situation? Two of Swords to the King of Wands. Okay, burning away the blockages for the King of Wands. Okay, so you're definitely dealing with fire sign energy here. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you want to rise up, there's something you need to do. You need to use your fire to clear through the blockages here. I feel like this is something you'll discover in the stillness when you're in that quiet, still place. Maybe you need to kind of like pull your energy back after this tower falls so you can center yourself before you take action. Yeah, because somebody's being played as an ass here, and it's keeping them in a trapped position with the 8 of Swords. And there's some kind of clarity you need here in order to remove blockages. I do see you merging your truth with that fire and having that spear of Lu to hit the mark. Okay, so I think you're going to be actively involved in this process of untangling this real complicated, knotty situation here. All right, let's see. What is the beef in this situation? What is the beef? What is the meat of the matter in this situation? Oh, look at that. All over the place. We got a crossing card. The crossing card is the Fool, okay? The desire for a brand new beginning, the desire for, oh, isn't that wild? That's like Ariel energy, okay? So there's a desire for a brand new beginning here with somebody who's lost their voice, right? This person maybe is calling out to you too, but their voice has been silenced in some way. Aries energy here, your energy too, all right? Aries energy, North Node. This is major arcana. It's what's crossing all of this, right? This is the meat of the matter. You need this new beginning. You need to activate your destiny. But what's keeping you caught up? You're invested in something that's keeping you stuck in illusion and glamour with the 7 of Cups in reverse to the 7 of Coins. Do you see? Look at this. There's all this like transforming with fire energy coming through here. There's some kind of illusion that needs to be burned away here. There's something you've been investing in that's just leading you into a place of more delusion, confusion. It's very Neptunian, very elusive energy. It looks like it's wish fulfillment, and then it's like close, no cigar, okay? And it never fills the cup. It never fills the cup. You do need to be aware of this. And with that, on the bottom of the deck is the Empress, right? Libra energy, Taurus energy coming in here, right? As the basis of the matter around this, a lot of illusion, confusion around this. And you've been investing in something that needs to be burned away here. I feel like it's this character, this triad character who's working with, you know, their henchmen, Flotsam and Jetsam there, that are causing some kind of destruction, some kind of destructive influence. Ted says yes, okay? What are the consequences you'll have to deal with as a result of your past actions, Aquarius, in this situation? Because I do feel like you may have been sort of involved in this or tied up with some of these characters. And I'm not saying you were always aware of what was going on here, okay? Basis of the matter, some kind of disappointment here. Disappointment in what was promised. Yeah, look at this. You got the Two of Wands in reverse, and look at this, like not knowing which way to go. That's that confusion, like your inner navigation is off in this situation, and you're not finding the way through. And maybe you've been hoping to get a message through. Oh, the bird flew right overhead. Again, okay, yeah, you've been hoping to get a message through, but there's something that's not getting through here with the Page of Wands. Quintessential Sagittarian energy. Sagittarian energy coming in there in reverse, all right? Being in two minds about something. There's somebody you're aligned with that's confusing you about a situation. This person may be confused. Maybe you're both trying to put your heads together to find a way through. Because I see one has almost like a scepter here, almost like a spear kind of energy, and the other has the wand. You're air, they're fire, okay? But you both see something differently about the right way to proceed in a situation. This has led to very disappointing results. But I do feel like there's an undermining influence here that's creating confusion that you need to sort through. All right, what is the power to be gained through mastery in this situation for you, Aquarius? I mean, we need to open this road. Right now there's blockage. It's because you got to cut through that knot of confusion. It's very entrenched and it's very much in place and has been woven through a lot of deception in this situation, a lot of glamour. So that spider out there listening attentively, it's wild. It wasn't out there all day, not until I started this. Somebody works with spider medicine a lot, okay? And not in the right way, in the shadow aspect here. The power to be gained is finding a way through something that will actually work. And look, we got those geese there, okay? So the geese remind me of Capricorn, okay? And Capricorn is associated with the snow goose in Native American astrology, okay? And with that, there was like a raven that flew up. There's so much messenger energy coming through here for you. Look at this character, looks very frustrated. Very frustrated. And this energy is about wanting to go north, right? Wanting to rise up north. Now, sometimes that can be my indication, Eight of Coins, especially in matters like this where somebody's doing some real manipulation here. Look, you're supposed to go due north. We see it clearly here. This is earmarked for you. The star, that's your energy. You've been wishing for this. You've been wishing on stars. You've been praying for this. You are meant to get through the dark wood and get to the clearing and get those coordinates that have you rising on up. And I do see you'll do it. But you gotta do what needs to be done to, you know, cut yourself free from this situation and align yourself with the proper allies. Because I feel like you got some not helpful influences around you that are really blocking this from coming into being for you. All right, what's at stake for you and those you love that you want to share this next chapter with? What's at stake here for you, Aquarius, and those you love that you want to share this next chapter with? Your wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups, okay? Isn't that interesting? Because the wishes before were all shrouded in misdirection and confusion. All of those magic lamps came in reverse, right? With the Seven of Cups here, do you see? wish fulfillment, all right? That's what's at stake. For you to have fulfillment in what you know you are aligned with, what you've been trying to achieve here. And just like Ursula manipulated, you may have been working with somebody they were acting like they were your ally. They made you believe that they were helping you in this situation and they were undermining you. Okay, there's something you do need to be aware of here, all right? Yeah, something needs to be brought to completion if you hope to bring this together. And there are dangers on this path. There's somebody who really presents themselves as being very sweet, very helpful, very angelic, and they're actually poisonous. Like this person has some very deep-seated, alluring qualities that can make you believe it's harmless, it's innocence, but it actually can be quite destructive here. With the world, you could be dealing with another fixed sign energy. You're a fixed sign energy, so you certainly could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Leo rising. You could also be dealing with a Taurus or a Scorpio rising. You could be dealing with a Leo or an Aquarius rising. All right. Something needs to be brought to completion if you hope to bring this together. Whatever you got going on right now, it's not going to work. The tower needs to be brought down or you won't find a way through. And it's getting close to midnight, the most magical hour of all, 51:50. You're dealing with somebody here who isn't stable either. And with all the energy that's been coming in around the cups, out of balance, this could be somebody who is dealing with some kind of addiction. This could be somebody who has issues with alcohol. You know, sometimes that will come in with that cups energy in reverse. What's at stake for this new world you want to create for yourself, Aquarius? What's at stake for this new world you want to create for yourself, this new beginning you want? What's at stake? Finding that place where you belong. I think you felt shut out from it for long enough. You know, you've been going more cold. You know, you've been more in your cold energy. You've been feeling more like you want to isolate. You've been feeling more cut off. You want back into the warmth. You want to be back where you feel like you belong. You know, you want to find that place that feels like your soul's home. You know what I'm saying? That's what's at stake for you. It's pretty, oh my gosh. And the Empress, once again, on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so you're definitely dealing with an Empress energy here, and there's opposition to this. Could be a Taurus, could be a Libra, could be a mother, okay, somebody you share a child with. Some of you may even have a mother that's trying to guide you in this situation, talk some sense into you. You don't want to believe what this mother is telling you. You might want to listen to this mother, all right? They might have some wisdom to share. Okay, what's the cookie for Aquarius if they get really brave and deal with this situation? What is the cookie? What is the sweetness? What is the reward? What can motivate Aquarius to face their fears and take this bull by the horns, deal with this situation and straighten this matter out? Strength, okay? Overcoming this, rising above what's held you back, finally digesting this never-ending loop of karmic BS that's just kept you trapped, stuck, going through the same thing over and over and over again, and arriving on the other side with something that's built to last, something that endures, right? It's also about you rediscovering your own power to affect change in your life. Something's had you feeling super disempowered here, and you're going to get a grasp of it. And I do see you transmuting this energy and finally digesting this cycle. You're going to have to be very brave in order to do this, but I think you're going to be successful with this. There could be a Leo connected with this. You could be a Leo rising. This could speak very strongly with you. And on the bottom of the deck there, we got the Hierophant, okay? Taurus energy there. This is a yes. Yes, you have the strength to overcome this. Yes, you can do this. This is also white buffalo medicine, which is associated with the spirit of Waboom, the direction of north, okay? This is about blessings coming in for you. This is about moving into a cycle that will just fill your heart with so much gratitude and fulfillment, right? You do need to be mindful of this. And I do believe this came in for Capricorn too. So a lot of you may be dealing with a Capricorn in this situation somewhere in the mix. All right, and what is the target that Aquarius should be setting themselves up to hit the mark with that hunter's moon so they can be the master of the hunt? What should be their focus as they're moving through this terrain and they're gaining their empowerments to move forward into this new future? What is the target? Oh, wow. Ooh, it's calling some people out for you. The Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy in reverse, a Knight of Swords in reverse. So somebody who's been prodding you on, encouraging you to move too recklessly, too impulsively. The Hermit in reverse, Virgo energy there. The white stag there represents the white heart, okay? The white heart is about blessings that are aligned with you that you're supposed to receive. What you're dealing with here is a matter of destiny. And maybe you've been trying to team up with somebody to help you. They've been acting as your guide. They might have a strong Taurus placement in their chart, but whatever this is, it's leading you astray. You should go your own way and bring your energy back into balance. You see, that Hermit is carrying a wand. That's you reclaiming your fire, going your own way, because this is what's being lost here, this Two of Cups. And there's somebody here that you're meant to come into alignment with, right? But there is some association you have here. You know, it's like you're associated with this sort of like devil energy, this trickster energy. And you've maybe formed an alliance with this individual, and it's been prompting you to take really reckless action. And it's actually throwing you off the path of wisdom. It's diverting you from your destiny. So there's something that you really need to clear up here so you can have the correct aim moving forward. Let me do a cut of the deck. What's on the bottom here? Yeah, it's leading to nothing but disappointment here. All right. So if you want to reclaim that new beginning, that Ace of Cups, you see the Ace of Cups in the background there. It's also reminding me of an Ace of Cups and an Ace of Pentacles in one. Right? In order for you to deal with this, there's some kind of third-party interference here that you need to transform, right? Let me do a cut of the deck, and we'll close this out for you, Aquarius. And with that, we have the moon, right? So something's really going to come in with that Pisces, full moon, partial lunar eclipse affecting the north node of Aries. This could have something to do with the Pisces. It could have something to do with the Cancer as well. And yeah, this is the source of conflict with the Five of Wands here. So get ready, because this is coming to a head here, I feel. But I know you got what it takes to see the way through. 58:44 on the clock. 13:44. 13 is 4. 4, 4, 4. You got angels on the outfield. You got some divine help on your side. I believe in you. Stay true to your heart, and you'll gain the white heart, and you'll find your way through.